Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about two television shows, that is CHiPs and Gilligan's Island, that center around one man, Jim Backus. Jim Backus played the amazing Mr. Howell on Gilligan's Island, one of my favorites on the show. And of course, he provided the voice for the old cartoon, Mr. Magoo. But I want to point out an instance where we actually see Mr. Howell, Jim Backus, on another show. He makes a little cameo appearance. We can also say he was a guest supporting role. Very quickly, he was on screen for only about 5 minutes of around the 45-minute episode. He played kind of an unknown character. His official name was Weitzman. However, he played a suspect in the TV show CHiPs. I'm going to talk a little bit about this episode and where you can spot him, and if you have spotted him before. We'll talk a little bit about his performance, what happens, and so forth. Now, I absolutely love Jim Backus from Gilligan's Island. Like I said, he's basically one of my favorite characters. He is the smug, rich billionaire from the show, sometimes called the millionaire, but essentially he had billions and billions of dollars with, of course, Lovey Howell, and they played a great duo. Now, about 10 years after that, he appeared in a TV show called CHiPs, and that's what I'm going to be looking at. Now, CHiPs is a TV show from the 70s going into the 80s, which focus on two officers, California Highway Patrol, where we go and ride along with them so we can see their work, their daily life. It's pretty interesting. You have Eric Estrada and Larry Wilcox playing the title role characters. Now, in this episode, it's actually from season 1, episode 2. It's called Undertow. And in this one, Ponch, who of course is played by Eric Estrada, and John, who's played by Larry Wilcox, they track down this tow truck driver who robs stranded single women motorists. Now, Ponch's exposure to a leaky tank of nitrous oxide, that is essentially laughing gas, it threatens his performance on the streets as CHP officers. And this is where, in the middle of the episode, it's one of their stops that they make. They see this, I'm gonna say it's a Cadillac, but you let me know down below in the comments, guys and gals. I'm not too familiar with American cars, but it's this big hunking black car swerving in and out of lanes, getting off on the Fairfax exit, an exit that I know actually pretty well. And we see actually a stuntman. I'll point him out to you. He is initially driving the car at this point, but then later the camera changes and we see that it is in fact Jim Backus playing this character, and he is essentially under the influence of alcohol, so he is pulled over. What is great is that he plays the same character we know and love, that hey, how are you, and so forth. That is his character. He doesn't stray from that. He's kind of penny pinching, you can tell, but he's a wealthy attorney here. At least he plays a wealthy attorney. Who knows if that is a wealthy car or someone who is wealthy would own at that time. He gets out. And what's really comedic is that he is there with Ponch, one of the officers who's under the control of this laughing gas, and they're both silly. He's trying to be the serious one, but he can't contain his composure because he's under the influence of this gas. And then we see Jim Backus's characters under the influence of alcohol. It's kind of a funny scene. They go back and forth talking about sobriety tests, and then Ponch says that he has to do one with the alphabet and goes A, B, C, D, F. And then, of course, Jim Backus, that character, says, what, F? That's not how it's supposed to go. And it's just fine, just really nice small talk between these two actors, these two characters. It's kind of the meeting of the minds. It's a great one. They even hug each other. It's a great little scene. After a while, Jim Backus's character gets placed under arrest and put in a squad car. It's all about 5 minutes long, but if you've seen the scene, let me know in the comments below. I did want to point it out to you. Let me know if you want to see these kind of mashups of actors that show up in different episodes. I love to do them, tying kind of two shows together from roughly around the same era. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Thank you so much for the support, and most importantly, be hopeful. Thank you so much to all the supporters I have on Patreon, especially my diamond tier patrons: Vito L, Tommy G, Ricky, David D, Citizen Kane, Sally N, and Grace U. If you want to find more exclusive content, visit my Patreon page, links in the description.